Alright, let's talk about the Bomvoyage furry convention drama. Again. Yeah, it's happening again, like 2 months later. I'm sure a lot of furries know who he is. You either love him or hate him, but he was here at Megaplex and supposedly made a lot of people pissed off. So for context, this whole big argument that's been happening on furry Twitter for the past few days revolves around one specific cosplayer known as Bomvoyage. If you haven't seen the previous video that I did on him, it's basically, him going around a con where at FWA he had held up a prop gun that didn't really look properly labeled, and a lot of people were pissed off about it. There was a con statement put out about it, about like what to do in the future, and the cosplayer behind Bomvoyage, known as Superb Pedro on Twitter, made a statement about it, and after that everything just kind of went on. Learn the lesson. The lesson was, no prop guns in spaces, or, label it properly. Go to the appropriate, authorities, con staff and all that to make sure it's cleared and so that people don't feel unsafe in the con space. And what's sad is that a lot of what I said in that original video very much carries over here now, with the same arguments being made this time, with Bomvoyage going around the con with, I believe, the same prop M4 assault rifle weapon, but this time with the gun being labeled with even more orange tape and more orange labels to show that it is a prop. I'm sure you've seen many pictures and videos going around on Twitter of people posting their experiences with him at the con.
Brought the gun.
Or him just showing up in con spaces. I know for me, whenever he showed up at Megaplex, it was going to be a good time. Everyone loved seeing him around. The best example I can give is that when I was at the pool, he showed up at one point and people were just chanting bomb, 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 and cheering. And I don't know where it was coming from, so I ended up looking around and he was just chilling on the top of the parking garage above like the pool area. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. People really love this guy. It would be a shame if this furry convention took place in an airport right now and everyone was chanting that, but hey, okay. I personally love seeing him around the con. I love the energy that he exudes. I love when he goes around and does his thing, goes up to whatever shenanigans or antics that he has going on. It's fun to see, and it brings variety to the furry convention experience, especially when you're so used to seeing all these different fursuiters and colorful animal characters. Having that one guy in like a completely random cosplay definitely spices things up. However, the demeanor and how you go about cosplaying yourself, which definitely has a factor into how people perceive you. And in this case, a lot of folks were not happy with Bomvoyage going around the con for Megaplex with their prop gun from the last con, FWA. Look, at the end of the day, it's furry Twitter. You take it with a grain of salt, or you take it however you'd like. I try to take things very, very loosely and give a critical thinking approach to it all. And there's also like the demeanor or the actions being taken by the individual, handling the prop weapon. At FWA, when he was pointing it at the crowd, probably not a good approach to be doing. This time he was kind of holding it up in the air and spinning around the con space, which you could take that as like nonsensical. I thought it was kind of funny, but arguably that's better than the first time it happened. This is improvement, I feel like. Last time, similar to this time, the big issue was folks don't want to see prop guns in furry convention spaces. And for obviously good reason too. It's a very crowded space. Not everyone will know the weapon is a prop weapon, and you have to take into account furries are threatened pretty much every other day on Twitter. The edgy teens threatening violence on furry conventions or furries alike just for existing. They're always empty threats, but it's something that people genuinely worry about. So the bottom line for a lot of folks that were upset with Bomvoyage is that they just don't want to see a prop weapon in a con space. Now, I'm sure the proper measures were taken by Bomvoyage to have this in the con space. They went to con staff to make sure it was cleared, to make sure it was labeled properly. I'm sure there were some other measures that had to be taken into account for them to go around the space with this in mind, and I'm sure they did that. And at the end of the day, if the con says it's okay, the con says it's okay. And same thing with the hotel staff too. If they got the clear to do it for a prop weapon, then that's what it is. I even had like a friend who had like a little prop like knife that they were going around the con with, and they used that for their little like armored cosplay thing, and it was really cutesy. Do I think it was an issue? No. Would it be an issue if they started like running at people with like a knife in their hands like that? Probably. That's where the issue would probably be. I get the whole idea of wanting to cosplay a character and give off this energy. And this especially goes, for furries that want to wear like tactical gear, furries that want to cosplay as like PUBG or Escape from Tarkov characters. I get that. But when there are this many people who are upset about a prop gun being in a space and worried about their safety for it, which take that from Twitter, then, I would take that into account with the cosplay that you put on for the con. I think a lot of folks are upset at Bomvoyage in this case because of the attitude that they've taken towards this whole wake of people being upset with them on Twitter. Now, I will say, I get the whole mentality of like, oh, people are just being haters, you know, move on from that, just do your thing. I honestly respect that approach. However, from what I've seen personally, I wouldn't exactly take that as how they're approaching it, or at least the attitude they're putting out towards people being upset with them for it. Some of the posts they've made since Megaplex have pretty much gone towards those who are not happy with their antics, and in some cases, instigating them, with posts saying, me leaving the con after upsetting Twitter yet again, which, you know, there's some funny irony to that. As much as I can see people being upset at that, you gotta admit it's kind of funny, like a little bit, in the nonsensical manner, and it's not supposed to be that deep, I don't think. If Superb Pedro or Bomvoyage is doing everything they need to get the clearance to go around the con space with a marked prop weapon, then they're doing what they can to be able to put on, you know, the character that they want to put out there. But at the same time, you know, looking to instigate that, or I guess second-handedly reacting to those who are, you know, upset with specific antics that you're doing at a con, I don't know if that's exactly the right approach I would do. But hey, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not Bomvoyage. It's just a really weird situation to see, because at the end of the day, you know, truth be told, when it comes to this specific drama, I really don't care. Like, I'm talking about it because a lot of what I said last time, like a few months ago, very much carries over this time, and there's like a good lesson to take with this. But like, truth be told, like, I'm not on one side or another here. I will admit, some of the pics of Bomvoyage do go very, very hard. Like, I'm looking through the replies of some of his tweets and some of the pictures that people are posting. They go hard. You know, when it comes to drama like this, realistically, I don't care, and I kind of just leave it up to the con to decide, because Twitter going back and forth about it, you know, there'll be people that love Bomvoyage, there'll be people that hate Bomvoyage, there'll be people that dislike him for whatever reason under the sun, or try to find new reasons to do so, and there'll be those that are just like, oh, he's okay and cool, it's whatever, he's fun to see at a con. I'm one of those where it's like, oh hey, he's neat to see at a con. Do I agree with every little thing that he does on the internet? Not really. I just more or less leave it up to those in charge at events to dictate what is okay for them to be doing. If they cleared it, they cleared it, but all you can really do at that point is voice your opinions, voice your concerns to the appropriate authorities there, whether it's the hotel staff or the con staff. You know those little feedback surveys you get at the end of cons? Go and fill out a feedback survey sort of thing. You know, do that extra step so that the people in charge of the event know, you know, who is comfortable with what and who isn't. Because, you know, despite them potentially clearing the prop weapon for the con space, they can still change that rule in the future, you know that, right? And it seems like Superb Pedro or Bomvoyage is looking to just do their thing. You know, they're looking to have the cosplay regardless of whether people like them or hate them, and they just want to do their thing. And that's sort of the big lesson of this whole video. Let cons make the decision of what is okay or what isn't okay. And if you don't agree with that, voice your opinions appropriately. Voicing it on Twitter with a quote retweet from like a video of someone showcasing Bomvoyage at a con is not going to make things change for future cons. That's just not how it works. It's just adding to the hatred algorithm on Twitter, okay? Realistically, I feel like everyone would be happy if you just put away the prop weapon. Just put away the prop weapon and everything would be good. Actually, you know what my feeling is on this drama entirely? After having already covered it like a month ago, there's this little drawing that someone put together. They go by Eggnoggies on Twitter. And there's like two sides on the Bomvoyage argument of like, this man is a monster, throw tomatoes at him. And the other end is like, oh, he is a god, please, Bomvoyage, have my children. And then there's a third option at the bottom of some random furry wearing headphones, reading about Concord sucking as a game and being canceled, and then going like, wait, did y'all hear that? That's literally me. Like, I came back from Megaplex, had the time of my life, an amazing con, and then I saw what was going on Twitter, and I'm like, what the fuck did I miss? At the end of the day, this is just furry Twitter drama. This is just the schlock of furry Twitter drama that happens, and I feel like there's people on two sides, but there's secretly the third side of just, who really cares? I'm not taking a side in this. There's more important things to do. You know what? The bottom line, Twitter ain't great. I think that's what I'm learning here. Twitter ain't great. I don't know, man. The bottom line is just report things properly. If you don't like something happening at a con, you know, go report it properly. And that goes not just for like props and whatnot, but for outfits going around a con space. I know that became some part of the argument, specifically with the recent, Denver drama that we talked about a little bit ago. The other thing to keep in mind too is that there are many other cosplayers at furry conventions besides Bomvoyage. And if you don't like Bomvoyage for whatever reason, you could put that energy towards other cosplayers, like the OSHA violation officers. They were so fucking funny at Megaplex. They were like my highlights seeing them go around the con. Just going around giving like citations and violations to fursuiters who are, not being OSHA compliant or OSHA safe. It was so funny to see. I got a picture with them when my friend was in fursuit. They had their whole gimmick. It was hilarious. There was even like one video that I saw going around of them going to like the pool, literally in their like safety vests and outfit and everything, going over to like the little waterfall by the pool and being like, yep, that's a leak. Gonna citate them for this. That shit is funny, okay? I like that. I feel like this is like a new trend that's happening within furry, to see a lot more people cosplaying as non-furry like characters or personalities, whatever it might be. And I like it. It brings variety to the furry convention experience. It creates memes. It creates humor and memorable experiences in the con. But hey, just to take into account, everyone that I saw around Bomvoyage at the con was happy to see him. But for some reason, I don't know how, furries managed to hyper obsess over one goddamn cosplay, a mime, literally a mime of all things to hyper obsess about this week. It ended up being a mime for like the second time now, and it's still being talked about 4 days since Megaplex. Bruh. But all you can really do is try to understand a little bit more nuance about it, talk to con staff about it if you really feel that uncomfortable about it, and if anything, put your energy towards other cosplayers that aren't doing that you really do love and enjoy what they do. But regardless, I'm sure you guys have your own opinions on this, so be sure to leave them in the comments below. Obviously, respectfully, of course. Be nice to one another. Don't, go attacking or being passive-aggressive to one another, please and thanks. But hey, I'm just a random YouTuber on the internet, so take what I have to say with a grain of salt. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want me to talk about anything else, let me know in the comments below. Remember to treat people like people, and that's about it. Take care, life stay jacket, and I'll see you all in the next one. See, look, he's sad, because this is happening again.